So Tigo, I know you went and you used your AI and went back and found our episode where we made our predictions for 2024, and you had the AI listen to the video, right? And give a summary of the predictions. So I have that right here. We're going to go through that.
And we're also going to talk about the most expensive homes that were sold in Albuquerque in 2024.
And I have a surprise for you. We're also going to cover Santa Fe.
Okay.
Because it's quite the interesting, juxtaposition.
Well, let's start off there, and then we'll get into our 2024 review and some of the trends and what's happened.
Great.
We'll
start light and fluffy.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. You wanted to know about the most expensive properties sold in the Albuquerque area. In the past year, you said, were there any sold, Tracy, over 3 million? Right? Is that what you said?
Well, I was wondering over 2 million.
Okay. So over 2 million, or at or above 2 million, there were 13 properties sold in the Albuquerque area proper.
Okay.
Not outlying areas, but interestingly enough, 7 of the 13 were in the North Valley or Corrales. 1 was Corrales, 6 were the North Valley.
About
So
half, yeah.
Yeah, 7.
7. So
more than half.
A little more than half, yeah.
You know math. Math.
I math.
Okay, so more than half of them were in the valley, interestingly. And of those, 1 was in the Northwest, 1 was in the foothills north, and the other 4 were the North Albuquerque Acres area north of Paseo del Norte, so the far northeast. Foothills north is sort of up that way, but not considered North Albuquerque Acres. So that's where they all were. But 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 13 were over 3 million.
Got it. So there was four homes that sold for over 3 million in Albuquerque. Right.
3 of those were North Valley. 1 was Albuquerque Acres West, which is not really North Albuquerque Acres. It's closer to La Cueva. It was one of those acre lots up on the north end of town. Very modern, beautiful home. So there's the Albuquerque numbers.
Okay.
Right. Santa Fe, I just couldn't help myself, right? Because we do cover Santa Fe. So I looked in my Santa Fe MLS. 5 sold over 4 million. 23 sold between 3 and 4 million. 93 sold over 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Compared to 13 in Albuquerque.
Right.
Yeah.
93.
No surprise, of course, but yeah.
Their market has really recovered. You think back 10, 15 years ago, Tigo, we felt so bad for our Santa Fe market because the high end just was sitting. There was actually 398 sold in Santa Fe over 1 million. So huge numbers.
Yeah. Interesting. We didn't happen to get that number for Albuquerque, did we? Over 1 million? I'd be curious to see that. We can get it, but we'll look that up. But that was interesting.
We have, we work the Santa Fe market. So if you're looking for something in Santa Fe, I know of a couple really fun ones right now, kind of near the plaza that would be good, like VRBO if you're not going to live there full time. Good locations that are under 1 million.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, give us a call.
Well, let's jump into 2024 in review and talk about some of the things that have happened, talk about our predictions.
All right. I'm going to quiz you on them.
Okay. Well, these were our let's
predictions.
Start. We're going to start with so we did a show just about this time last year, about exactly 1 year ago, where we talked about what we expected to see in 2024.
Right. So, Tigo, one of the bullet points was national versus local predictions. The national was saying that our market was going to be flat or slightly declining market. We predicted that we didn't agree with them.
Well, what I remember is that for home price appreciation, there was an expectation of 0 appreciation nationally and very slight appreciation for Albuquerque.
1.7% was sort of
that was a prediction
the prediction nationally.
From Zillow. Yeah. And we're going to end up, you got to take all these numbers with a grain of salt, but we're going to end up somewhere around 4%, maybe even more. Again, it depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at just median, price per square foot, home values, and so on. But somewhere we're in that range of around 4% home price appreciation. So we were right. Yep. I'm going to call that one a win.
So what we said, to be really specific, we said there's going to be continued price appreciation. we believe prices will be rising more moderately than in previous years because we had some big jump up years, right? The prediction suggests a steady increase, possibly in the 5 to 6% range, is what we said, rather than the double digit growth seen in 21 and 22. So it's four. It's closer to 5 to 6 than it is to flat or declining. So I'd say that's a win.
Yeah, no, I'll call it a win. And I think also I actually listened to what we said and we said, well, it could get up in that 5 or 6% range, but we were expecting something more moderate.
Right.
And again, that's what we're expecting for this coming year 2025.
So mortgage rates was another thing that we talked about. We anticipated they'd stay fairly stable throughout 2024, maybe get down to the mid 6 range. So tell us what really happened.
Well, we won on that one too. There were a lot of people out there saying, Fed's going to reduce rates multiple times and mortgage rates are going to drop and we might even see a five handle, in the sense of, high fives or mid fives. And I said, there's no way. In fact, you remember, Tracy, we were on a call at the beginning of the year last year and somebody said, we're going to get to 5.5% in 2024. And I said, there is no way that is going to happen. In fact, I even bet him $1,000. By the way, he owes me $1,000.
Let's call that in. We can have a great New Year's
But,
Eve.
but what happened with mortgage rates was a lot of up and down, but really not any major significant trend one way or another. And that's kind of what we were expecting.
So the AI pulled out of our story from last year that the prediction of most people suggest that we'd be down in the 5 to 6% range, but we said that we did not think that was going to happen at all. So
Right.
yeah, we were spot on.
Right. And we're not economists. We just look at what's happening.
It said specifically while some suggest a potential drop into the fives, the speakers, meaning us, expressed some skepticism due to the Federal Reserve policies.
Yep.
So great for you. Best time to list. So Zillow comes out with best time to list your property for maximum sales price.
Right. And I did a deep dive on that last year for
based
the
on
first
historical
time. Yeah,
sales.
on historical and just seasonal patterns and what we see. And every year it's been that June, July, August is when we see the highest price per square foot, highest values.
Of prices sold, which means if it's June, that house probably came on the market April, May.
Exactly.
So early on in the summer season, with a closing by the end of the summer season, is when we see the highest prices, and that's exactly what happened this year again.
Again, I mean,
you look at history where all you have to do is look and go, yeah.
That one's not too hard. Now, the only caveat to that is 21, 22, and 20, 21, and 22. Those years, it just kept going. We never had that seasonal pullback. And we're having that seasonal pullback again this year. And
happens every year.
And it happens every year. And we'll probably, see prices flat here through February, and then we'll be off to the races again, I suspect, come spring.
So the other thing we predicted was increased sales volume, which means number of properties selling. So we predicted an increase in the number of homes sold in 2024 compared to 2023. And it says, although we didn't specify a precise number.
I'm going to call that one, we're kind of right. Home sales did increase. Well, I'll tell you what we got right. We said that we thought 2023 was going to be the low point for the number of sales, and that from there, starting in 24, home sales, the number of homes selling in Albuquerque would increase. And they did, but really moderate. I mean, we went from 8,400 homes to 8,600 homes. So it was an increase.
It was an increase versus a decrease.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else did we predict? So increase in sales volume, prices, mortgage rates, best time to list. Pretty much those are the big ones.
Yeah. And we talked about inventory as well, meaning the number of homes on the market, and it did increase.
Right.
However, we're still below even the 2019 levels of number of homes. In fact, this week, end of the year 2024, we're back under 2,000 single family homes on the market, which it's been dropping now every week for the last 3 weeks. And again, that'll continue through February, March, probably through February. And then we'll start to see more homes build and inventory. So a lot of people are taking their homes off the market.
Yep.
Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. We appreciate you. And please click subscribe. We'll keep you updated on what's going on with real estate in the Albuquerque area and New Mexico, and of course, across the entire country. Have a great one.